Hi everyone. So today I'm going to talk about what style of underwear I like to wear with my cloth pads. So I'm not going to discuss lights and liners. I'm specifically talking about the underwear I like to wear when I have moderate to heavy bleeding. Specifically if I'm wearing a pad on its own, so no cup and no other internal protection. Um, so one of the first things that you'll hear when you switch to cloth pads is that you need to have snug fitting underwear. And part of that is because, the pads don't have any adhesive. So if you want to make sure that they don't shift, you have to have underwear that fits well and holds the pad close to your body. So personally for me, and this is something I did even when I had disposables, if I was concerned that a pad wasn't close enough to my body, what I would do is wear a second pair of underwear. And one of the pair styles that I like to wear, the second pair of underwear, are these boy shorts. So this particular style is from Maidenform. I will include links if I can find links to all these different underwear. And what I like about this one in particular is that it is very stretchy. So it really does hold the pad close to your body. And just sometimes during my period, I like to have a little bit of a slightly higher coverage over my stomach, but that's irrelevant. But yeah, so I like to wear these are the second pair of underwear to keep the pad close to my body, especially overnight pads, just really when I want to feel really secure that the pad is staying put. And doing this really helped me, especially in the beginning when, I was not comfortable with cups yet and I would wear pads away from home, commuting to work and that type of thing. Having a second pair of underwear really helped me feel secure using cloth pads. Okay, so the next style of underwear I want to show you is this one. So these are low-rise hipsters from the Gap. So this is the style of underwear I was generally wearing every day when I switched to cloth pads. 3.5 years ago now, 3 years ago. So these are pretty narrow. I don't know if you can tell there, but like pretty narrow gusset. That's the gusset there. And these generally fit well with any pad that snapped at about 2.5 inches. So for example, this is the 10-inch Sarah pattern from the Happy Hippos. This one fits really well in here. So let me show you what it looks like snapped in. Snap it over the outside just so you can kind of see how it fits over the gusset. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So these are great with, again, any style underwear that, pads that snaps at about 2.25 or 2.5 inches. Same with Yardcraft pads in general. I've tried Yardcraft pads from like 7.25 inches all the way up to 14. And the ones that are like 10.5 inches and below fit really well in this underwear. For the bigger ones, I usually get the second snap. So this is a Yardcraft 12-inch pad. And on the second snap, this fits well in this style of underwear. But what happened is that eventually at some point I started trying Homestead Emporium pads. And if you see my Homestead Emporium video, you know that her bigger sizes tend to snap a little wider than average. Well, I don't know if average is the right word, but they snap on the wider side. So this is a 12-inch Ultimini pad from Homestead Emporium. And the narrow setting of this one snaps at about 2.75 inches. So generally I try to avoid wing droop. And I found that the Homestead Emporium pads didn't fit that well in my Gap underwear. And then I tried it with another random pair of underwear that I had that was slightly wider cut, and that made a huge difference. So this is Fruit of the Loom. I forget exactly what the style name is. I'll see if I can find it. And it doesn't look much wider, but it is wider cut enough that this pad fits a lot better on it. And I think part of that is that it just gives the wing fabric somewhere else to go. So then you don't have as much wing droop because there's just not as much excess wing hanging down. So that's kind of what this looks like. Snapped in. And even though it looks a little bunchy, it doesn't feel bunchy when I wear it. So that's how this fits. And the pad gives you good coverage, inside the underwear. I also like to wear these are another Fruit of the Loom style. It's also wider cut and it's nice, has nice wide front coverage. So for my longer overnight pads, like my Homestead Emporium Ultimax Slims or the Happy Hippos ones that I've made that are about 14 inches long, this is good coverage. Also, it enabled me to wear this style of pad. So this is from Miss Andre Maid, and if you know her pad, she's really well known for her very wide flares. And when I had tried these at first, when I first switched to cloth pads, they did not fit in my Gap underwear, so I wasn't able to wear them comfortably, and I ended up destashing them. But then when I switched to this style of underwear and she reopened her shop, I was finally able to try them, which I was happy about because she always has great prints. And as you can see, like this is where the leg holes are. and the flare is like well within that. So I really like being able to wear these pads now, especially because, you know, 3 years into romps, I pretty much wear cups whenever I leave home and wear pads at home. So I tend towards pads that are just generally longer, really comfy. So I like having, you know, big long pads like this to wear at home, even if I don't need the absorbency. So this pad in particular is like just 2 layers of flannel, so it's like a long light pad. And having underwear, this, you know, different style of underwear lets me wear this when I want to. So I hope that was helpful and nothing too rambly. Just a look at, you know, the style of underwear that I wear with my cloth pads. You generally, you know, can pick your pads to match your underwear, not the other way around. But if you have, you know, you're trying to brand of pads and you're wondering maybe why it doesn't fit, that could be why, and maybe changing the style of underwear will help a bit if you don't want to detach those pads. Anyway, I hope that was helpful and thanks for watching. Side note, I'm trying a new camera setup. If you can tell, it's a difference in the angle. If this works, please let me know. If you prefer the old setup, let me know as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.